Hi kids, welcome back to iLearn. Our topic for this week is the part 2 of Viewpoint of Images. We will discuss the different types of stereotypes. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to examine images to determine which type of stereotype is present in particular viewpoints. But first, let's have a review. One of the common viewing materials is the images. The word image refers to any item that depicts visual perception. Visual images can also represent stereotypes. When we say stereotypes, these are beliefs that all people of the same gender, age, or cultural group will act similarly and hold the same beliefs and attitudes. They assume or expect all girls should follow or should always do this or that, and same for the boys, or any race or ethnic groups. Second, they disregard individual identity, which is why it is regarded as discrimination. It is bad because they don't support the unique characteristic of each person. Third, they are considered as exaggerated beliefs and generalization. And fourth, they may be true to some but not to all. We should not force other people to follow these kind of beliefs. To test your understanding about stereotyping, try this activity where you need to choose the image that depicts stereotyping. The answer in the first image is given already. Men are strong and do all the work. That is stereotyping. Because it means men are supposed to be strong and do all the work. They disregard the responsibilities of women. But we should remember that women can be strong as men. You can answer now the next two images. Right after the slides, we will check if you got the correct answers. Ready for checking? Let's examine the second image. Women are naturally and highly emotional beings. This is stereotyping because we should not generalize that all women are highly emotional. And it may be true to some but not to all. And we should remember that men can be emotional beings. Next image, women can be family breadwinners too. When we say breadwinners, it means they are the one who mainly supports financially the family. And this shows gender equality and not stereotyping, because we have this kind of belief before that the husbands are the head of the family and should support financially the family. However, throughout the years, people learn to accept that women can work and provide financial support to their family. This shows also gender equality because we don't set rules for their gender roles. First image shows the higher senior citizen. This is equality because we do not set or limit the people who can work on our field. In this company, they allow and hire the old man to work on their fast food chain because they believe that he can still work. The second picture, old people love the state of quietness. This shows stereotyping because not old people love the state of quietness and young people can love also the state of quietness. The third picture presents the older you get, the more mature you become. This is stereotyping because they depend the maturity of a person on her age. But we should think that maturity can also depend on the knowledge and experiences of a person. Doing great. Let's see if you got the correct answers in this last set of images. The first image, only Filipinos are hospitable. This is stereotyping because there are other nationalities that show the trait of being hospitable. The second image, not all Filipinos follow Filipino time. We have this kind of notion about Filipinos that they are always late in every meetings, event, or gatherings because they are Filipinos. They have their own time. But then, this shows equality because some Filipinos or other people do not follow this culture. The third image, Filipino cares for elderly. Just like the first image, this shows stereotyping because there are other nationalities who are devoted to take care of their grandparents or their elderly. Very good, you finished our first activity. Always remember that humans are unique individuals. We have different characteristics, traits, personalities. Thus, stereotyping should neither be tolerated nor accepted. We all have our freedom to do what's best for us. To deepen your understanding about stereotyping, let's discuss its three types. The first one, gender profiling. This practice perpetuates gender stereotyping by repeating commonly held expectations about the gender of people in certain roles. Based from our previous activity, we identified these images as stereotyping. The first image shows men are strong and supposed to do all the work. And the second image, women are naturally emotional beings. We set expectations according to their gender. Always remember that they think males are always like this, should do this, or act this way, or have this kind of responsibilities. And just like for the women, they are like this because they are women. Next is ageism. Ageism is the stereotyping and discrimination against people on the basis of their age. They create beliefs or expectations according to the age of a person. They have different expectations or beliefs for older people and younger people. For example, they think that older people are killjoys, or they do not want to have fun just like the younger people. And we also have this kind of belief that if you are younger, you are not matured enough, just like the older ones. Next is cultural stereotypes. Stereotypes can be linked to any type of cultural membership, such as nationality, religion, gender, race, or age. Also, stereotypes may be positive or negative. This means you are expected to act like this or have responsibilities because you are a member of this group. For example of a negative cultural stereotype is the Filipino time. They believe that Filipinos are always late in every meeting. We can also hear positive stereotyping. For example, Asians are math genius. Although it is a positive stereotyping, we should not do that or believe that notion because we set high expectations and pressure the member of that group to be that way or to be a genius in math. So those are the three types of stereotyping: gender profiling, ageism, and cultural stereotyping. We should remember that stereotyping can have positive and or negative effects to individuals and certain groups because we all possess unique characteristics and skills. Again, whether positive or negative, any form of stereotyping should not be tolerated nor accepted. Now we're done discussing. Let's practice what you have learned in this part 2 of Viewpoint of Images. First, you need to assess the following images to determine whether they are gender profiling, ageism, or cultural stereotyping. Also, write at least 3 sentences about your viewpoint on the image. Time to check your answers. In number 1, the picture shows ageism. It is because there are people who discriminate students who are far older than them. Despite that, we should encourage them and continue to support them to finish what they love so we can all achieve our dreams. In number 2, the image shows gender profiling. We have this kind of thinking that the color pink is for girls and blue for boys. However, we should think that these colors can be used by both gender with no discrimination. Last number, the image shows cultural stereotype. It is because there are people who think Asians are all infected of virus because the coronavirus were originated from that region. However, we should fight the virus, not the people. Next exercise is you need to examine the given editorial cartoon and its expressed viewpoints. Write a 5-sentence paragraph in your notebook stating your opinions and feelings about it. These are the possible ideas that you can find in your answer. The editorial cartoon is about COVID-19, the doctors who are the heroes of this pandemic, the victims of the virus, and your own feelings about it, and your suggestion on how we can cope up in this new normal.
Let's practice more. First, you need to cut out 2 printed images from newspapers, magazines, or other printed materials. Next, paste them on the pages of your notebook. Then write paragraphs stating your viewpoints, feelings, opinions for each image. Lastly, you need to write your reflection about the 2 parts of the lesson, Viewpoints of Images. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned a lot from this video. See you next week for the new lesson.